Hey there, this is Rob. I wanted to go over a couple of these markets. This is with the new version, so we're up to version, I believe, 7K on Bigfoot, and so we'll look at both CL and the Nasdaq because those seem to be pretty popular. Um, this is CL. This is just a two-trend bar. This is with our standard trend stuff. So we had one target across that was in agreement with the other criteria that we've got set up, and that triggered the one long. And then this push to the upside here didn't have agreement, so it didn't take it. So just one trade, and it had an 8 tick target. So that just means we're looking for 4 candles follow through. That can hit pretty easily. This would have had, probably 16 ticks of follow through if you had it set up that way. But we're just looking for quick targets on this, and that played out just fine. So one moment, we'll look at the other version. Okay, this is the other version. We're just using this fast cross, so it uses this agreement on the targeter that you see in this additional panel here. And as far as agreements go, it caught 3 longs in here, and then we had a long it could have taken in here, but Targeter didn't agree. So if you fiddle around with Targeter and come up with settings that you like better, that's fine. This is just generally looking for longs through here. Shorties here would not be in agreement with what we consider for the trend, and then prior to that we would have had longs it would have looked for. So that all did fine. So let's have a look at the Nasdaq, see what that looks like. Okay, this is the exact same setup, but this is the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq really had their big run this morning. We saw it in the room with this target across here that really played out for a long time right after the opening bell. So we had a big push to the long side, and then they kind of flattened out. Let's have a look at the way that that looks on our excuse me, on our regular chart. Okay, so this is our standard 8 tick chart that we follow in the room. So the big push to the upside that was playing out, basically you can see this very first increment is like 9.5 hours long, and then the next one is 8 minutes. So you can see that very little happened in the early morning hours. Then we got into the U.S. market open basically right here, and every bar after it, printed in about 18 minutes. So big push to the long side, flattened out like we were talking about, and then we had the dip to the short side. Now we have another flattening going on. So as far as this divergence signal, yeah, it's exactly what we're looking for. We like it when the target crosses the midline, but you can start looking for this kind of move off your 4 tick and beat a lot of people to the punch as far as the first leg down. So this is the 4 tick. The same divergence signal showed up that we saw in the 8 tick, which is this bit here, and we're looking for this dot, which is usually going to be when we have our midline cross on target. Or it's a pretty good area for getting into the markets. And then you want to target your center channel as far as the eventual target. And in terms of breaking through that and finishing out the move on the 8 tick, that's going to be hard because we were very much overstretched to the long side. So big return back to the center channel. That was this move in here, and then we kind of flatten out. And then if they can break through the 4 tick, we're looking at about 49.61, and that's a very good support level. Buyers would step in at that point. So getting back to the auto, because it had the big move to the upside, then we had to try to make our ticks in that chop. And so what we ended up doing was having this kind of back and forth action. This one, there's not a whole lot more than the 8 tick target to get out of that. And we had this shorty that hit fine. This one missed, and then this one hit. So we ended up getting about 16 ticks out of the day, and that was it. So let's have that's our standard trend stuff. So let's look at the fast cross bit. And then the fast cross had the big push. Unfortunately, it did not grab this just because Target was looking kind of weird because of the long holiday weekend. So then out of this area here, there was the potential to grab a long in here. It didn't. And then this was all just chop where it would look for shorties in here with the cross down. But our center channel defines what we look for, longs versus shorts. So we know longs above and shorts below. And then we had this leg down, this leg down. This shorty, it just got nicked out. That would have been all one trade in here. And then this next bit to the downside. So this probably could have gone about double. This pretty close to double. This one here, not a whole lot more left in the move, a few more ticks down, and then this one would have been monstrous had you stayed with it, with one of the different trail techniques built in. So anyway, it was able to put up 110 bucks, so obviously it did a little bit better than the other one. But it's only a $5 market, so that's putting up some pretty decent ticks and some pretty nice moves. So anyway, that's what the autos look like for today, the 27th, and we'll keep reviewing some different markets on it with the coming week. All right, thanks all.